What if I told you that this amazing woman is already 60 years old? Her name is Tania Tsutsey. And when people first find out her age, most are sure it's a mistake. After all, she looks decades younger, trains regularly, remains incredibly active, and has a level of energy that even many 30-year-olds can envy. But the most amazing thing is that her youth is not based on expensive procedures, miracle supplements, or some kind of unique genetics. Over the years, she has built a system of habits that help maintain the health, strength, and youth of the body. And the good news is that most of these principles are available to absolutely everyone. In this video, we'll take a closer look at exactly what Tania Tsutsey does, why it really works in terms of health and longevity, and what simple but effective habits you can implement into your life after watching this video. Therefore, watch this video to the end. It will be interesting and useful. So, let's get started. First, Tania trains regularly, not from time to time, not before a vacation, and not when inspiration strikes. She does it all the time, and it is regularity that has a much more powerful effect on the body than rare, intense workouts. Our body likes predictability. When the muscles receive a load several times a week, the body begins to adapt. Bones strengthen, heart function improves, cell sensitivity to insulin increases, and mitochondria, the original power plants of our cells, work more actively. All this is directly related not only to physical fitness, but also to the rate of aging. Another important principle is that Tania is not limited to one type of training. Many people make the same mistake. They choose one thing. Someone is just running. Someone is engaged exclusively in strength exercises. Someone is just stretching. But the human body is much more complicated. Different types of exercise are necessary for a long and healthy life. Strength exercises help to maintain muscle mass. And this is one of the main factors of longevity. After the age of 30, a person gradually loses muscles if they are not stressed in any way. At the same time, metabolism decreases, posture worsens, strength decreases, and the risk of falls and fractures increases. Therefore, muscles are not just about a beautiful figure. This is a real reserve of youth. Joint mobility and balance exercises are equally important. They allow a person to move easily, maintain good posture, and feel their body even in old age. When a person stops moving freely, aging begins to accelerate. Therefore, the combination of strength, endurance, flexibility, and coordination gives a much greater effect than the development of only one quality. Interestingly, Tania often trains outdoors, and it's not just a beautiful background for photos. Research shows that outdoor activities can reduce the level of chronic stress more than similar indoor workouts. During walks or exercises in the park, the brain receives much more natural stimuli. The lighting changes, different senses work, and a person observes nature. All this helps the nervous system to switch from constant tension mode to recovery mode faster. In addition, daylight plays a huge role for health. It helps synchronize the internal biological clock. This makes it easier for the body to produce melatonin in the evening, a hormone that is responsible for quality sleep. And a good night's sleep is one of the most powerful tools to slow down aging. It is at night that tissues are restored, many hormones are synthesized, the immune system is strengthened, and the brain is cleansed of accumulated metabolic products during the day. But there is another habit of Tania's that many underestimate. She pays great attention to recovery. This is an extremely important point. In today's world, many people believe that the greater the workload, the better the result. In fact, the body becomes stronger not during the workout itself, but after it. It is during the rest period that muscles recover, tendons strengthen, and the nervous system adapts to the load. If you constantly train through fatigue, do not get enough sleep, and ignore body signals, cortisol levels may remain elevated for too long. This leads to a deterioration in recovery, a decrease in immunity, a deterioration in mood, and even an acceleration of the aging process. Another unusual principle of Tania is that she takes videos of her workouts and tracks her own progress. At first glance, it seems that this is done solely for the sake of social media, but in fact, this approach can be a powerful development tool. When a person records their workouts, they begin to see details that are impossible to notice during the exercise. The technique improves, the risk of injury decreases, and it becomes easier to track real changes. Very often it seems to us that there is no progress. But if you compare the video from a year ago to today, the changes become obvious. But perhaps the most important principle of Tania sounds very simple. She doesn't rely on motivation. Discipline is much more important to her. This is where most people make a serious mistake. They are waiting for inspiration. They're waiting for Monday. They are waiting for the new month, waiting for the right mood, but motivation is always unstable. Today it's there, tomorrow it's gone. If you build habits based only on emotions, they break down very quickly. Discipline works differently. It turns useful actions into an ordinary part of life. Just as a person brushes their teeth daily, they can get used to exercising, going to bed on time, or going for a walk regardless of their mood. Another useful idea is to stop comparing yourself to others. Tania tracks her own progress rather than trying to meet someone else's standards. This is a very important psychological feature. When a person competes only with himself from yesterday, he is much less likely to feel disappointed and retains interest in training much longer. Friends, what do you think of this woman? Write your opinion in the comments. If this video was useful to you, then please like it and share the link with those who might find it particularly useful. We also recommend watching this video that's currently appearing on your screen.